Did you know that of all the phobias that exist, the fear of public speaking is the most prevalent? In fact, glossophobia, the clinical term for this fear, accounts for 19% of all phobia cases, whereas the fear of death only accounts for 16%. So why are we more frightened by the prospect of speaking to others than death itself? After all, we speak publicly all the time. We speak to our peers and colleagues, clients and supervisors, shopkeepers and bus drivers. Perhaps then the anxiety doesn't arise from the act of speaking itself, but rather the pressure of remembering what you're trying to convey. When even the thought of memorizing and presenting a speech can be a traumatic experience, how do we ease this fear of forgetting? As much as we'd like to believe it, our brains don't respond well to brute force memorization. Flashcards, repetition, fingers on forehead attempting to push in the information. However, we do memorize well when information is visual, emotional, or spatial. Well, one empirically supported memorization strategy is the method of loci, also known as the mind palace. This learning strategy was invented for speech giving by Simonides, an ancient Greek poet from around 500 BC. To put this in context, this strategy is older than ice cream, which was invented by Persians in 400 BC. But if you think that this means it's an outdated technique, you would be wrong. The method of loci has passed the test of time, with contemporary use in many contexts, including public speaking and memory competitions. So how does it work? Firstly, you imagine a familiar route. Evidence has suggested your route to work to be the most effective. However, you may choose a tour of your home, your gym, your local park, anything. Secondly, you visualize the information you want to remember. You translate the key information into a visual symbol or a memorable image. Finally, place these memorable images along specific locations of your familiar route. Every time you walk this route in your mind, your memory will be triggered. Let's see how the method of loci was used to remember this speech.
For this example, we chose a path between our glorious 4191 class building, the good old James Foote, and the UQ Lakes bus station. Beginning outside of the James Foote building, it is here that we find our first location on our memory adventure. In the kitchen, atop a microwave. At this location, we're going to place an image that represents our first script fact. Glossophobia is the term for the fear of public speaking. So what could this image be? Well, the wackier and weirder, the better. For our example, I'm thinking of an apple. A glossy apple. That is frightened because he is public speaking in front of his strawberry friends. As noted in this example, we used symbols and images that could trigger key points in our sentence. Glossy apple could refer to glossophobia, while his fearful expression while standing in front of his fruity friends represents the fear of public speaking. Let's continue on our journey, shall we? At the second location, the turtle bridge overseeing the lake, we're going to place an image that represents the sentence, "The method of loci was created by Simonides and is older than ice cream." What better way to represent Simonides than Simonides himself? Perhaps eating ice cream while relaxing outdoors and watching the turtles. Now on to the last part of our memorization journey. Finally, we've made it to our final station to place our last image, which represents our last script fact. Public speaking is feared more than death. A simple memorable image representing this could be someone who's died from the cuteness of the birds in the lake nearby.
Now, anytime we need to recall this sentence, we can put the method of loci into play. Seems almost too easy to be effective, right? Well, Mr. Feng Wang was able to recall 300 digits using this method, breaking the memory retrieval record in 2011, as well as this study by Bauer in 1973 showed that this method improved memory for words by 44%. So the next time you feel presentation anxiety, don't succumb to the fear of public speaking. Remember to take the route of the ancient Greeks and use the method of loci instead.